gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back. It is me, Bushcraft Family, with another video, and this is where we're going with this. Try to do it on Mondays. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm going to do 7 stories that are not being talked about or just not reported on by our local media or social media or whatever you want to call it. I don't even call it that anymore. But anyways, I thought this was very important to talk about. So we are going to go down from 1 to 7. There's no better or worse. They're all pretty much the same. But number 1, cyber attacks hitting U.S. water systems. Possible, allegedly. Cyber instructors have been reported at water and water waste utilities at least 12 different states. The attacks can be reported or being reported interfering with daily operations, gathering passwords, setting alarms off. Iran is suspect by the sources, although, you know, that hasn't been officially confirmed, but you can kind of gather from what you want. And there have been no widespread water distribution problems, or I should say shutdowns. There's plenty of problems going on with that. So with that, cyber attacks on Americans' water system. Why isn't this big news? Why isn't this front and center? Who knows? Anyways, our second one is kind of in that boat, but a new ransomware warning just dropped today. Yep. The CISA released a warning about August 10th. It's a certain, I'm not going to repeat the title of this, but it's a certain ransomware. I'll put all the links down below, by the way, to read all these stories. A ransomware as a service operation being used by affiliates. It's another reminder that cyber attacks aren't limited to just stealing your credit card number. They are increasingly going after our infrastructure, could critically cripple our way of life, so to speak. So just think that these cyber attacks are picking up. What's going to be next, and why isn't this being reported? Again, what's bigger than, you know, shutting down our power grids, which that's coming up too. Number 3, Salmonella outbreak linked to jalapenos now. Yeah, jalapenos. The CDC says it's investigating a multi-state Salmonella outbreak linked to jalapeno peppers. USDA also lists poultry products containing FDA-regulated jalapenos among products recalled because of possibility of Salmonella contamination. And there's other food safety stories still active. I mean, you can just go to the FDA website and pick and choose which story you want to go with. But this one seems to be the top of the line. FDA has been investigating Salmonella outbreaks connected to with the eggs still. Not to mention the lettuce. What's next? What is next? Check your food. It's very important. Number 4 on the list, more than 10,000 U.S. cases of this lettuce explosive diarrhea bug, so to speak. This one really caught the attention of the CDC surveillance page. Says that since May 10th or May 1st, 10,000 laboratories confirmed domestic cases of this bug, or whatever you want to call it, has been reported. And again, I'm not saying the names of certain things because they don't like that, And we want to get this out there, That's kind of this outbreak is a sizable health outbreak that can, fly under the radar, especially when you have our mainstream media saying it's one thing and then another and then another, and then oops, that wasn't the cause of it after all. But yet they still haven't told us the official cause of over 10,000 cases and still rising. This is an important one here. This is a big warning sign for our store shelves, big time. Trucking capacity is tightening going into hurricane season. An August freight market update reports that truckload capacities is tightening while weather and when the operating costs could localize distribution spreads throughout freight networks more easily. That's a sleeper story by itself. Trucking problems could, from gasoline at your gas stations to food in your grocery stores, supply chains for parts and all kinds of other stuff, building homes, lumber. You start having trouble with our trucking, big stuff is going to happen. And why isn't these things being reported? Again, so much other stuff to talk about, Trump, what Trump did last week and what he's doing next week. And, could be important stuff, but there is a lot more stories that they should be putting out there. Number 6, European farmers are warning about harvest losses and higher prices. Farmers across Europe are warning that extreme heat, drought, and wildfires are hurting agriculture production, potentially making our food even higher as it is now. This matters in the United States. Again, it's not being reported. This matters in the United States because agriculture, commodities, and food supply chains are global. It just doesn't, if it doesn't happen here in the United States, it still impacts us. From cooking oils that everybody has to cook everything in, to wheat, to fertilizer, to you name it. There's so much to do with the farming industry in other countries because if you haven't noticed, we are going through, what was it, 1,400 or is it 14,000 acres a day that the United States is losing farmland that is used to grow food that is being bought up to put factories, to put houses, and to put gas stations, to put smoking places and things and that kind of thing. Our farmland is disappearing at record highs right now, and it's okay. We can get food elsewhere, but guess what? Everybody's having problems growing food right now. So think about it. Time to put them gardens in the backyard, on the porches, on the balconies, Get some food going. Number 7. This is a good one. Strange is the least of this story, but strange event hits America's largest power grid. Think about this. Now, pay attention to some of the other topics, but this is just a couple weeks old. But again, nothing's out there. Hardly anything is about this. 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old, whatever. But it deserves a lot of attention. More than 3 gigawatts of data center power disconnected from the PJM, America's largest power grid, electric grid, creating a voltage disruption reportedly felt across huge areas. PJM said that the event didn't actually harm the grid. Meanwhile, the Department of Energy is warning that planned generation retirements combined with growing electric demands could, increase the future outages and risk without adequate replacement of more of these capacitors or increasing the capacity of our already dwindling power grids. Now, what's this mean? They lose 3 gigawatts of power. Where did the 3 gigawatts of power go to? It just dissipated somewhere. Did somebody use it? And not tell the Department of Energy that that was getting done? Or did the Department of Energy use this 3 gigawatts of power? Mind you, 3 gigawatts of power is 3% of what we use in the United States. 3%. So 3% of our, and it doesn't, you might think, oh, that's not that much, but 3% of our power vanished without a trace. Where did it go? Did it shoot it into the space, or did it get used up for something? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go on another page here with this, but this disturbance took, and that's what they're calling it, a disturbance, took about 10 minutes to fully stabilize. And this is coming from the PJM company. It didn't have any impacts on the grid. The surge of power or wherever it went. The epicenter of the event was in Northern Virginia, home of the largest collection of data centers in the world. This is where this 3% of the United States power went to. Interesting, isn't it? 3% of the United States power went to these data centers. The data center's own control system unplugged from the electric grid and transferred to backup power. And this was Dominion Energy, by the way. The electric utilities, for the reasons said in that statement. Interesting. But again, I'm going to put all the information down in the description so you guys can read each of these stories and determine from your own if these stories should be in our mainstream media, instead of the lies and the clickbaity things and stuff like that. So tell me what you think. 7 news stories from water to power to food supply. Which of these stories, if not all of them, should be out there? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Hope this was interesting. Stories that they just don't tell on the internet anymore. Until next time, God bless.